Well, Hellfire, it is Rock the Riff, and I am back for another Metalhead Envy. And continuing my journey into Lovebites' Judgment Day album, I have finally come up on, and I hope I was saying this actual track title right and everything, My Orion. There we go. I never understand. I'm always trying to I had somebody leave me a comment one time. They was like, man, that logo not being in the middle of your forehead just drives me crazy. So now I'm always like trying to make sure it's straight on my head and everything. But yeah, come up to my Orion, and I'm excited to hear what's going on with this track. I do know so far, I still think, let me pull up all the track titles. Judgment Day, Wicked Witch, and Dissonance. Those three have really clicked with me. I've liked those a lot here on me checking out this album and everything, but let's see what my Orion has in store. I don't know why, but this whole opening thing just made me think of Mega Man. Like, I felt like Mega Man was getting shot down onto the stage, and we was just about to start the epic run to the boss and everything. It's not bad, and it's a nice little change up from what I hear from Lovebites most of the time. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think of I can't get Mega Man. I can't get a Mega Man level out of my mind now. Like, I'm really digging this track, but I'm just sitting here and I keep thinking of running a level in that game. There was a cool little hi-hat trick that Haruna did there for a second. I don't know what it is. I always like, because to me it would take both hands to do it. Because you're drumming along, and then it's like a little and I always think that's cool and stuff. Like, I know it's a trick that's used a lot with a lot of drummers, but every time I hear it, I'm always like, yeah, yeah, that's that thing right there. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. I'd have to go back through and compare solos again, but I think this is my favorite guitar solo I've heard so far on this album. It fit this song to a T. It had a bit of soul to it. Oh man, that was really good. And I guess there's something about I'll always like don't get me wrong when the ladies harmonize together, that's fucking awesome. But I always like to hear them two go at it just a hair. Like start with one, then the other one kicks in, or vice versa, and all that. I think part of that's because me and my own band, we've done that in our song Schizophrenic. That's how we did that. See, we're the opposite. We've never done, I guess, because when we're a lot of the way we write our stuff is like, can we do it live without having to have anything? It's like this previous gig we just did at the Cat's Cradle. One of our pros, I would say, is when the sound guy was doing us, we didn't have to have a computer. We don't have to rely on anything but ourselves and make sure we're practiced up and we're playing. So we've never really wrote like a section where me and him would actually do guitar harmonies together, guitar solo licks together and stuff like that. But I think I have a special place because the one of the first on our debut album, we have a song called Schizophrenic, and it was one of the first times me and him actually had like a little bit of a solo bout back and forth. And so part of that's what I think hooked me into Midori and Miyako to begin with is like, here we go again, another band that does the both guitars actually get to do solo stuff because it's weird how I think there's still so many people out there. I mean, I've had cats come up to me and be like, what do you play in your band? Do you play lead guitar or rhythm guitar? And I'm like, well, I mean, I play a bit of both. Like to me, the whole you can only have one lead guitar and then the other guy does all the rhythms. I think that time is kind of past. I mean, everybody, most guitarists I know, they want to get their chops up to where they can actually do some lead work too. Now, granted, there's always going to be people that click with scale running and writing solos way more than people that don't click and trying to write all that and stuff. I'm one of those ones that don't click. When I write a solo, I have to like work on it for a long, long time. And then even after I've got it to where I think I'm at the peak performance, I get it recorded and it's on the album. Your time goes by and I'm like, man, I could have wrote something even cooler than that. So I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to shit like that. But hearing that again right there, the classic hey Midori Miyako and then harmonize, and that was really cool. I think the solo is definitely my favorite part of this song so far. But I just like I was saying, I've just thought of Mega Man this whole time. I really do like Asami's vocal melody in this track as well. I think the last track I did from them, I thought Asami's vocals were melody wise were really really good, and then I like them once again. I love the melody that she has going on in this track. I'm the one thing I can make out for sure that she's saying is it sounds like in the chorus she's saying oh Orion, like that's the one thing I'm pretty positive that's what she's saying. Yeah, Orion. Orion. There you go. Yeah. That was a kick-ass song. I think that one stands out a little bit too to me. So we got Judgment Day, Dissension, Wicked Witch. I don't know why, man. I fucking love Wicked Witch so much. And now my Orion. So it's funny to me the one main song that like I think it was my least favorite. Not saying it's a bad song or whatever, but is the soldier stands solitarily. Everything else I'm digging. Well, the spirit lives on was all right too. Those two are, if in my personal opinion and my personal taste, the lower of the album so far. But it looks like I've got one more to do, Lost in the Garden. But yeah, my Orion, Mega Man. The next Mega Man game should have that as the opening theme song. Reach out to Lovebites and pay them some money and get this song on their next game. That shit was cool. It was a very slick track. I definitely would give this track I'd give it 8 out of 10 horns. The only reason why it's not getting 10 is just because like this style of metal. I was talking to somebody the other day at work and because he's running into where he does a lot of motocross and he's here on YouTube. He's actually who got me started doing YouTube myself, and he's starting to do a lot of motocross on his channel, and he's talking about how he pulled up his comments, his hidden comments that YouTube were hiding, and it was crazy, man. Like I can't believe how much negative feedback he's got on certain things he does, and then it's like he had one where he I can't even see. This is how little I know about that subject. He had said that this one particular writer was using the style of another writer and maybe making it a little bit better. Or either he was like he was doing it in a super intense way, and he had so many people comment saying that's not even that writer, and I mean he clearly didn't call him the other writer. Either way, so I bring that point up to make my point in like I give this a 8 out of 10 horns just because of the my last two horns in my rating system are if it's a type of track that I personally am going to ride around my car and listen to. And so, in that sense, this is, if you judge it technical skill wise, mix master production wise, all that, it's a 10 horn track. I give it 8 because I, this particular style of metal, like power, thrash, this old school Iron Maiden-ish sound, while I love it and respect it, it's not like my personal go-to metal. I'm more of a groove metal kind of guy. Hell, I was born in 91. So like I grew up with like the new metal era, the dad rock or whatever you want to call it nowadays. And like there's something about I'm always gonna love metal that has more of a hip hop flair to it instead of a straightforward speed and everything. But then we have a song like this, My Orion, that's not fucking 100 miles an hour. It's a little more chill. It's got a little more of a bluesy feel to me. And that's why like this track sticks out to me even more. I like it's such a cool groove to this song. And then also it sounds a bit happy. It's a bit major scale-ish sounding to my ears. I don't know for sure what scale that this is in. But then there and again, the verses have that little like it's a particular style of riffing that I don't care what key you're in, I'm always gonna dig. Let me see if I can actually just play a verse real quick. And I especially like the second halves of the verse. Yeah, that chug. Like I like that style of stuff. And that little guitar player. I think that's my favorite riff for the whole thing. And then that right there, that's a very uplifting chorus. I don't know if it's in major key though. It's weird. It could be a minor key, but it's still uplifting. Like I still like I need to rise to the occasion and be brave and take down the final boss. But yeah, my Orion. Really, if I sit here and think about it, I could give it 9 horns because this definitely would be one that like if I was say I was in the car riding around with somebody that Lovebites was their main band, and I never had heard a Lovebite song before, and they started playing this one, and I'd be riding in the car with them, just chilling, and maybe we're shooting the shit, we're talking. I would be like, "Yo, shut up! Hold on, what is this?" And I'd be like, "Turn that shit up," because this is the type of a song that for me it would catch my ear. I'd be like, "What the hell is that?" Oh, okay, yeah, that's fucking slick. So I wonder if that helps anybody that keeps up with me or some of the Wolfpack fan base that keeps up with me and doesn't like certain things I say. I'm curious if that helps break it down a little bit more on how I do my rating system and stuff like that. But either way, I think I've ran my mouth long enough. My Orion, a badass track. So far, Judgment Day is a fantastic fucking album, especially if you're into like power thrash, a little bit more of an old school metal sound. It's Love Bites should be your bread and butter. I can safely say that. But if this ends up being your first time to my channel, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm always trying to get better at doing this whole YouTube thing myself. Uh, Leave me some pros and cons. Like I said, half the shit I say is just my opinion, and it comes from my musical experience. I mean, I've been playing guitar for 16, going on 17 years. I got serious with guitar maybe in the last 4 or 5 years. Before that, I figured out how to play certain things and just tinker around. And I mean, I've played with a bunch of different people, nobody famous enough, but I've played with blues guitars, jazz people. I've met a lot of cool people in my years of uh fooling around with music. Really, the craziest cats I ever played with was a group of people that went to Berkeley. I think they went to some big music school and were trained, like classically trained and all that. That was an eye-opening experience. But either way, leave me some comments. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Uh, you can leave me some band suggestions. It doesn't have to be. It could be some more Love Bites that I haven't already done. You'd have to go through my reaction playlist because I have done a lot of Love Bites tracks by now. Or it could be some other band that you're just feeling at the moment. You want me to give a chance and check out here on the channel. I promise you, I read all the comments and I'm doing my best to make sure I respond to all the requests. And yeah, I can't think of nothing else to say. So stay positive, stay rocking. I'll catch y'all in the next one.